I want to talk about Trey Lance. He looks good. I want to do like an assessment of how he's improved. To me, he's improved in all the coachable ways a quarterback can improve. His footwork looks better, his command of the offense, his decision making, but the wobble's still there. And it's not a big deal, but you can see it. And I wanted to film it in slow motion a couple of days ago. I did. And again, like Peyton Manning's passes wobbled, but I'm not sure he can fix this one, Jesse. I don't know if you have experience with this, just being around it. But I got some.
I don't really have experience, throwing the ball. Definitely not at that level. But so you've seen him, you've been at OTAs, and so I guess you still see, like, what are you seeing from Trey?
I mean, to me, he looks. I really like Trey Lance. He's got the quickness of Kyler Murray, and he's way bigger than Kyler Murray. He loves the game. He makes smart decisions. He doesn't force passes. He's mobile, strong armed. It's just and I think he's actually accurate. It's just that he doesn't throw tight spirals. They're not bad, but if the velocity is good on his throws, the accuracy is good. But if you were to measure spins per minute, I don't know if they do that. They do it in baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like on fastballs, curveballs. If they could measure the spins per minute on his, I bet you they're not as. It doesn't spin as quickly as Jimmy's or Brady's or Rodgers. Now, Jimmy doesn't want to throw the ball down the field, so I don't care about how he spins the ball. But you know how they say, like, he can really spin it or he can't. Trey doesn't really spin it the way Rodgers does or Herbert does or Brady does. Now, he throws well. I just don't know if he's ever going to fix it because he's been throwing the same way his whole life. And I don't know if you really can fix that part. Not fix, but change that part. That's kind of ingrained.
So, like, with the way he's throwing the ball, this OTAs. I mean, you were there last OTAs. You were there in the training camp. Does it look? It looks the same, or does it look a little more clean? Like how does his, I guess, mechanics look, or the way he just, does he look a little more smooth, a little more like what is it? What is he looking like in comparison to last year?
I think his footwork is cleaner. I think the ball comes out quicker, but I still think I like the way he played last year. I thought he should have been the starter last year, but I think he basically throws the ball the same way. So let me show you what I'm seeing. I'm going to show you a 16-second slow motion video, and then I'm going to give you a couple of pictures: him releasing the ball and Brady releasing the ball. So This is the video. This is the video I took, and I'm going to show you in a second what I'm looking at. But I posted this, and what I wanted to do was sort of like crowdsource experts. And I was hoping a coach would call me, and he did. And he was really focused on how Lance finishes the throw. So look at this is Lance finishing a throw. Notice his thumb is down, but also his pinky's down too. He's releasing it kind of like you would release a fastball or shoot a basketball, hand down, the wrist action. Now look at Brady. This is from behind. Notice when Brady releases the ball, there's like a full pronation of his hand. His palm is pointed this way. His pinky's up, his thumb is down. And that extra rotation is really how you get all those revolutions on the ball, because if you think about it, you're holding the ball here. Here, let me get rid of this stuff. You're holding the ball here, but when you release, you start rotating your hand, and the last point of contact is the inside part of your index finger. Go for it. To really get the spin and get a real nice spiral, you pronate your hand all the way around. And I don't really see that from Lance. It doesn't mean that he won't be a good quarterback. It's just not how he throws. Let's look at Lance one more time. To me, he gets his spiral. He really whips his arm diagonally across his body. I think he gets it all from his arm. I don't see like a big, elegant wrist snap the way that you see from Rodgers or Brady. And that's just how he throws. Again, look at how it's all very diagonal. Look at his wrist. Look at how he brings his arm all the way across his body. I don't think you see that from Brady. Not that he has to be Brady, but that's just what I think the source of it is. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I feel
you.
Look at. I mean, I like to listen to Chris Sims a lot, and that's something that he always talks about with Trey Lance is the wobble and just like the mechanics of throwing. And I mean, I feel both sides of the argument in terms of like, can you change it? And I like he is only 20. Wait, he's 22.
22. Yep.
22. So I mean, he's definitely not a finished product. And I just think that like how you were going through the motion of throwing. I just feel like if you want to change something, like that's how you gotta start from basics. Like you have to start from the basics. If you any sport, like if you want to relearn to do something, I think you can. I don't buy into like, oh, if you've been doing it this way your whole life, you can't change it. I just feel like you got to really start slow. Like you got to damn near be, just doing this or whatever, just at a real slow pace. Like try to get to the fundamentals of what you need to do. So I mean, yeah, I don't. That Chris Sims always talks about his balls being wobbly, but the thing he says is that the velocity that it's coming with really makes it uncatchable because it's coming fast and wobbly, as opposed to like you said, Peyton Manning or anybody else who every quarterback they're not always throwing perfect spirals. So but I guess with Trey Lance, it's like a hard wobbly ball. That's what, especially after the Chargers preseason game last year, I feel like that was the game where that was the game where Trey Lance, where a lot of people thought that Kyle Shanahan wanted Trey Lance to pull away from Jimmy that game, and then he played that game and he didn't do that good. So but yeah, man, I think you can change in anything if you really get back to the fundamentals and basics and try to start over. It's just a new habit you got to try to create.
Yeah, you what you want to do, what he needs to think is it's like throwing a screwball. You really want your whole hand to rotate. It's not what he's doing right now is almost throwing like a cut fastball. And so what's going to happen is his passes are going to move. Like that's good in baseball, but in football you don't want movement on your throws. He has movement a little. So it's like the receiver sees the ball, expects it's going to be here, but mid-flight it might move just a little bit because it's not cutting through the air optimally, and it's going to lead to drops. It did last year, and it's going to lead to dropped interceptions as well, which is a good thing.
Right.
So again, he could fix it, but you really want to think about throwing it like almost like a screwball. And JT O'Sullivan made a really good video about it. He talks about it. He talks about thinking like you're throwing a screwball. He calls it what did he say? Thumb to groin. Although he might have said thumb to dick. But it's like that. You really want to bring it in. And so if you want to watch trades, JT O'Sullivan makes a great video about how to throw a perfect spiral. And Aaron Rodgers was interviewed about the importance of it. And he's like, look, from my experience, it's just your receivers, it'll be easier for them to catch the ball if it's a perfect spiral. So is it a big deal? Maybe not. But it's definitely it's a limiting factor with him.
Okay. And so in terms of, what you're seeing, like, are you seeing how many drops are you seeing? Are you seeing a lot of drops?
Not yet. Not this year. Last year there were a ton. This year so far there was like one. And it was just one. It was Brandon Ayuk. I don't know why he dropped it. Maybe the ball moved and he was surprised. It was a little low. He kind of dropped to his knees and tried to catch it like this, and it just hit him in the chest. And I don't know. I don't know what happened. So it hasn't happened a lot through 2 days, but it's been 2 days. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this guy. He might be able to fix this. He hasn't done a ton of throwing in his life. But if he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in the league, he probably needs to fix this because the combination of the velocity plus the wobble is going to make him one of the harder quarterbacks to catch in the league, even if he's on the money.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know. I didn't get the best. I'd like to be right behind him with the slow-mo, but they won't let you that close. So I did the best I could.